Welcome to Leading Leaders Podcast, 5-minute videos, 5 days a week. Have you ever had that dream that it wouldn't really go away, but you kept pushing it back because you realize that if I really start living that dream, I have to probably quit my job and I might have to move, and the people I hang out with now, they're not going to fit in this vision that I have for what my life is supposed to be. And so I'm just going to take this dream, I'm going to take this vision, and I'm going to put it on the shelf, and I'm just going to leave it there. Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom. I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast, and I know that it's been said in dozens of different ways. It's been said, the greatest treasure on earth is actually the cemetery because that's where all the dreams are buried. It's been said that many of us die at 35 and we don't get buried until we're 75. It's been said that we work every day to keep up with the Joneses when we don't even really care about the Joneses. We work harder to have things that nobody cares about us having except to impress a few people that we really don't care if they're impressed or not. And all the while on the shelf is that dream, that vision, that thing that came to us once, and when it did, we laughed and cried all at the same time. We felt like, man, if all of the barriers in my life were just step aside, if the electric bill would stop coming every single month, if I didn't have to pay the rent for like a year or 5, if I could get past the mortgage, if I don't have to worry about the car payment or the insurance, if all of those things would go away for a minute and I could just do what I feel like I'm made to do, then maybe I could take that dream off the shelf and put my gifts and my talents and my skills to work somewhere. And I would feel alive and full of passion and doing what I love to do on this earth. Now, there are a few rare breeds, most of them entrepreneurs, some of them employees in other companies who have taken that dream and taken their education and shoved them together, and they've made a way to make a life and make a living at the same time. They found a way for their dream to come alive and alter the universe around them, to impact people close by, to impact people miles away around the world and for decades to come. But most, instead, they show up at work, they do their job, they punch the clock, or they at least come in at the right time to the office, and they grind away for the day. And at the end of the day, they punch out. They forget about the job the best they can, unless, of course, they're tethered by a cell phone or a laptop. They go home and they live their lives, and many of them will have hobbies or drink away the weekend or whatever else, and come Monday, they're right back at it again. But see, over a period of time, the decline in passion, in enthusiasm, in commitment, and loyalty, it just declines until it's zero. So what do you do if you're the leader in an organization where you can look across the landscape of all of the people on your team and realize probably better than 70% of them have somewhere at home in the attic closet a shelf with a dream on it, a passion, a life skill that no one else has mastered to that level, that they just go by from time to time and they dust it off. Or maybe they've gotten to the point they've given up completely, and it's not just a dream on a shelf, it's in a box and it's buried in the back of the basement, covered with everything else. You couldn't find it if you looked for it. They've given up on it. They're more concerned right now about how many checks they can write and how many they can gather and how many new sales they can close and how many new relationships they can build and how many new Instagram followers they can gain. And maybe that was part of the dream at one time, but really there's something more driving them that's being slowly choked to death. And as that dream, as that hope, it gasps for the last breath, leaders need to realize not only in my own life do I need to bring CPR to my own dreams, But I also need to bring CPR to the dreams of the people around me. The people on my team need to know that there is an opportunity to live their dream. Now, here's a caveat. You need to understand this. There's a truth to the fact that when people are reinvigorated in their dream, when they're reignited in their dream, when they have a real opportunity to do something new, to do what they're made to do, chances are what they're doing right now is going to come to an end. Yeah, if they get a chance to live their dream and it doesn't fit with your goals and your mission, then they may leave you. But let me remind you too that there's that old phrase that says, well, what if we train them to be good at what they do and then they leave and become our competitors? To which the reply was, well, what if we don't train them and they stay? Would you rather have people leave your team because they found their passions in life and they appreciate what you've done for them and the opportunity to move on? Or would you rather have them stay with no energy and no enthusiasm and no real care? They're just clocking in and clocking out. They're showing up and pretending to do the work and collecting the check and going home and starting the same miserable cycle over. Which of those employees or team members would you rather have? I believe you would rather have the one who's so passionate about life that you feel like every day you're just trying to rein them in to keep them within the scope of what you're doing, because you know one day they're going to explode on the scene and do everything they were made to do. I'd much rather have that impassioned employee, that impassioned team member, than the one who's just waiting to die. I think you would too. As a leader, whether it's CPR for your own dream or it's CPR for the dreams of the people around you, here's what CPR stands for in my book. First, you've got to care. You've got to care that they have a dream. That you're not just putting them in the little silo that you need them to be in and asking them to put blinders on and only do what you want them to do till the end of the day to get the profit, to get the product out the door, to fill the box and put the tape on and send it on down the line. Whatever it is that lights up their heart, that causes them to go, life. You've got to care enough about them as an individual to reinvigorate, to reignite that dream in them. You've got to help them find that passion. And you've got to have passion for that. What is it that they love to do? What makes them laugh and cry at the same time? What makes them sing for no reason at all, even if they're no good at singing? You've got to have care. You've got to have passion and help them find their passion. And then you've also got to show them that it's within reach. See, a lot of people put that on the shelf, climbing up with a ladder when they're young and agile. And they put that dream on the shelf and they think, one day I'll get back to it. And the more time that passes, it almost seems as though the shelf has grown so far out of reach that all of the opportunity, man, those are for young people. All the dreams and the visions, those for college kids. All those opportunities, they're way past me. I'm too long in the tooth. No, they're still in reach. Just go back and look at the list of people like Colonel Sanders, who started his business after bankruptcy and after all of the tragedy in his life and well into his over-the-hill age. Opportunity's still there. The dream is still within reach. You may be much more seasoned now than you were when the dream came. But it's not time to give up on it. It's the leader who wants to be a tyrant, who doesn't want you to care about your dream, and they don't either. They don't want you to find the passion in your dream, and they don't have any for theirs either. And they don't believe that your dream was within reach, because if your dream was within reach, then you wouldn't be doing what they need you to do to make them money. And if that's the kind of leader you are, shame on you. And if that's the kind of leader you serve, find another leader. I encourage you to share this message with people around you, people on your team, people that you lead, and people that lead you. If they're not inspiring you to live your dream, if they're not causing you to care more about what you're made for, about why you're here, then you probably need a new leader anyway. Share this message with them and hit that like button and subscribe. And by the way, if you like watching this on Facebook, you can go to the Leading Leaders Podcast discussion group. And if you join that group, you'll be tagged every time a video comes out, which is Monday through Friday, generally around 6:30 in the morning. It's live on Facebook, and then it's syndicated through the website to Switcher Podcast and or Stitcher Podcast, also to Spotify, Apple, Google, Anchor, you name it. It's all over the place. But I'd love for you to be a subscriber right there on Facebook or right there on the website at jlorennorris.com. care, passion, reach. That's the CPR for dreams. I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.
Leadership team. If attitude is going to have a deep impact on your business and bottom line, make it a positive attitude with a positive impact. Visit jlorennorris.com/attitude hack